Bonds, Clemens, and all the, what is it, some 88 players, current and former players named using
social
steroids.
realism.
And you have a take on the whole steroids thing, we'll get into another time, that, you know, hey, everybody cheats, they even cheat in bed taking Viagra. You know, you told me one time.
Well,
so,
yeah, I mean, just very briefly, so that people don't miss it, my take is, if you live in a society where people take a pill to boost or alter their appetite, to boost or alter their mood, to boost or alter their sex drive, or any other of a number of different purposes for which people take medication, how can you say to athletes, you're not like us, you're different, you can't do what the rest of us all do? Do I think that a singer has sold me short if he gargles with mouthwash or some other medication before he goes onto the stage to sing? No, he didn't sell me short. He didn't compromise his performance because he used some enhancement to boost it, but athletes seem to be in a completely separate category, and it is identified as cheating for them to do what appears to be natural for everybody else in the world to do, which is to take advantage of science to boost your performance. I'm not saying that I condone performance enhancement, I'm just saying it's fascinating how hypocritical this society is in the way that it treats athletes as opposed to every other kind of performer.
But it's not going to go away, though, is it?
No, it's never going to go away because this has been around for more than 30 years. When I first went to the Summer Olympics in 1976, on my first day at the Montreal Olympics in 1976, I was taken to a meeting with the American hammer throwers and shot putters and discus throwers. And very candidly, 2 or 3 of them, asking for secrecy and confidentiality, of course, told me about their dosages, told me what they were taking, told me how it worked and why it worked, etc., and also told me, incidentally, everybody from the Eastern Bloc is doing it, that's why we have to do it. So that was 32 years ago. Media constantly focus on an individual case. Clemens, Bonds, Marion Jones. That's not looking at the forest for the trees. There's a giant commercial pipeline here. There are thousands of people all around the globe who are involved in that pipeline. They come from every level of sports, from executives down to trainers and hangers-on. And they're all a part of a big distribution pipeline which distributes hundreds of millions of dollars worth of performance-enhancing substances every year. You think that's going to go away because one big athlete gets busted? Of course not. I mean, it's here to stay.
Tennis players are getting busted now.
I tell all my friends, if you want to love sports in the 21st century, if you want to continue that romance that you had all of your life, get rid of your naive romantic notions about getting rid of performance enhancement, getting rid of those drugs, because they are here to stay.
And that's the way we should look at all the troubles in sports too. Those things that just keep coming out, right?
I think we all know that sports has always been that way. You know, the ancient Olympics took place for 1,200 years. There were 291 of them. Were there performance enhancement scandals? Oh, heck yes. Over and over and over. Herbal substances, alcohol, you name it. They were used as performance enhancers way back in, you know, what we think of as virtually prehistoric times. So, should it shock us that amid modern science, there are various scientific ways that athletes can enhance themselves, and that incidentally, the inmates are always ahead of the jailer? Shouldn't shock us at all. That's the nature of a commercial drug system.